Namaste. Welcome to the next class. Today is Vrikshasana, tree pose, a balancing pose that is accessible for most bodies because of the multitude of variations therein. So tree pose is a pose in which the final version, you have your foot on your inner thigh, you're balancing on one leg, and perhaps your arms are lifted. And I'll show you how to get to that point, but we also want to talk about the different modifications that get us there, that lead us to that point. So firstly, we want to start with our feet hip distance apart, like Tadasana. We always start in Tadasana. Keep your feet, toes pointing forward, and choose which leg will be your standing leg for this first part. And we'll do it on both legs because I want you to see that both legs can be different. So choose your standing leg. Mine will be my right leg. You want to press down through that leg, take your weight onto it, so lift that left heel up, come onto the left toes, and choose a point along your leg, your standing leg, that the opposite foot will rest against. So you can have your toes on the ground, perhaps your heel on your right leg. You can take your sole of your right, or your opposite left, your left foot onto your shin, or you can take the left foot all the way up into the thigh of the standing leg. So here, you need to be careful because you don't want that right hip to jut out. You don't want to be in a crescent moon shape necessarily for your first tree pose. You want to press down, make sure that standing leg is strong, lift up through the heart space, squeeze everything in towards the midline, press that right thigh into the left foot and the left foot into the right thigh to keep that foot up. Try to square the hips, make sure that your right hip is facing forward, your left hip is square with the right so it's not hiking up too high on your body. It's hard to balance. And you can take your hands to prayer, hands on your hips, hands above your head, or goalpost arms, your choice. Squeeze everything up and in. Make sure that the shoulders don't come up by the ears. And if your hands are above your head, externally rotate the arms so that your thumbs are leading before you lift them above your head. And when they are above your head, palms are facing each other, fingers are energetic, biceps are squeezing one towards the other. And you have your tree pose. Again, you can have your leg wherever on your body. I'll show you from the side. So that you want to, again, squeeze your navel up and in, squeeze your rib cage, your lower rib cage in together like you're wearing a corset, so that when you lift your arms above your head, you're not arching in your lower back and splaying your rib cage open. We want to be up in one straight line. And now on the other side, again, I said we do it on both because we need to be balanced. You can choose, once again, where your foot is going to go. If you want to have it down on the ground and your hands on your hips, this is tree pose. This is Vrikshasana. It's hard to say. But this is tree pose as well. This is a perfectly acceptable variation of tree pose. Or you can take your hands to prayer, or again, above your head, as long as you're engaging that standing leg, engaging the core, engaging the forearms if they're above your head. So this is an energetic pose. We don't want to just sink into our joints and dump into our joints. So then the second version is you, again, take your right foot this time to your left calf area, inner calf. And this is tree pose. Try to make sure your hip doesn't jut out to the side. Press down through the standing foot. And then the third variation is to bring that right foot into the left thigh. And this is my weaker side. I don't have the flexibility on this side to keep the foot that high. It wants to sink down. So find what's comfortable in your body. Keep your foot wherever you need it to be on the standing leg, except the knee joint. Please try not to put your foot into the knee joint because your knee joint is a strong joint, but it's a hinging joint, and we don't want to press anything over to the wrong side. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you tomorrow for the next one. Namaste.